A very good afternoon to all the students attending the online lecture today. I, Professor Shivangi Sethi, warmly welcome you all for the new session of second year BCom semester 3 with the subject Management Paper 1. Now, before I could start with the online lectures for management, I wanted to design the first lecture specifically where I could explain you clearly as to what is the syllabus structure for semester 3 for the subject management, and also what are the broad topics to be covered in each and every unit. So in today's lecture, all the students who have opted for management as their subsidiary subject will get an idea about the things that they are going to learn for the coming semester for the same. So let us begin. Now, in the lecture, I shall be showing you the different units that have been covered for the semester 3 syllabus. Also, I would be giving you an idea, an overview of different topics that you have to cover in every unit. The syllabus for second year BCom semester 3 management has been broadly divided into 3 units, and in every unit you have number of topics to be studied. Before I begin with the explanation of the syllabus, I would like to ask you a simple question. As you have opted for management as a subsidiary subject, you all might have heard the word management here or there. Moreover, in first year BCom Business Administration, you have definitely learned as the very first topic as to what is management. A very typical line must be coming in your mind that management is an art, science of getting the things done through the efforts of others. Fine, but management has much more to this. You have already studied managerial functions such as planning, organizing, directing, controlling, staffing, and whatnot. Moreover, there are a number of forms of management. But if I talk about this particular unit, we are concentrating on one resource, that is human resource, and how can that be managed in an organization. So as you can see, Unit 1 talks on contemporary issues in HRM, where HRM means human resource management. Following are the topics that shall be covered in Unit 1. So to begin with, you will have to go through the introduction of HRM as to what do you mean by human resource, what do you mean by human resource management, and what are the objectives of human resource management. Of course, I shall not be going in detail about every topic today because that we shall be doing in depth in the coming lectures, but I shall give you a brief idea on the same. You have heard about number of resources in an organization. It could be machinery, it could be raw materials, could be capital, could be any sort of physical resource such as land, building, and whatnot. But let me tell you that all the other resources are of only use when you have skilled manpower, efficient human resource to utilize them. And that is why human resource management is an important topic. Moving on, you have number of issues pertaining to HRM that you have to go through. The first you can see is pertaining to sexual harassment. We are going to talk about what do you mean by sexual harassment at a workplace, particularly the harassment towards women or female employees working in an organization. What are the implications of the same on the employee? What are the adverse effects of harassment on the employees? And what remedial measures can an organization or resource department take against the same. So those topics shall be covered. Point number 3, you can see it is employee engagement. You will be studying a topic wherein we need to decide how to give the right conditions, the proper working environment in an organization so that the employees tend to remain engaged in the same. When you have an engaging workforce that is motivated and encouraged to work for you, it will definitely lead to the success of every business enterprise. Because as human resource management says, you not only have to acquire the people, but you also have to manage them, maintain them in your organization. It should not happen that an employee, when joins your organization, sooner or later leaves your business. That is not a good sign for any business organization. So you will be studying a topic on employee engagement also, as to what conditions can an organization develop, what things will play an important role to maintain the engaging power or the interest of an employee in an organization. Moving further, the next issue in HRM is particularly on employer's brand. Now, you have heard about the word brand, but what is this employer's brand? Employer's brand is nothing but creating the image of employer or the employing institution of such a level that the employees tend to get attracted towards the organization. When a particular organization has a good name, has a good prestige, each and every employee should feel that it is the right place where they can work. And thereby, an organization, by creating a brand name, a prestige in the market, can attract pool of talented employees in their organization. The next topic herewith is talent management. Now, you have heard about talent. It could be the skills, the abilities that an employee holds. Talent management basically deals with how an organization or how the human resource department should work for acquiring the best talented employees into the organization. The employees who are at most talented, have the necessary skills and abilities to achieve the organizational current and future goals must be attracted towards the organization. Not only this, even those who are already working in the organization, their skills and their abilities needs to be developed. So proper training can be given to them. And in this way, talent management can play a very important role in an organization. Next is career planning and management. Now, when I'm talking about the topic of human resource management, while managing the human resource, we also have to pay attention to the career of the employee. The employees who are working in your organization, as a human resource manager, I should take active part in planning their career. The employees must be motivated how to get promoted to higher positions in the organization. It should not happen that when an employee joins your organization, he stays at the same place and there is no scope of promotion. So that should not be the scenario. Secondly, you also need to understand what are the different stages of career. As I said, an employee when joins your organization will not stay at the same level. He would be moving from one level to the another. For example, there is an introduction stage, he goes to the exploration stage, he goes to a maintenance level, and ultimately comes the decline of his career. So even that has to be paid attention to. Lastly, under the contemporary issue in HRM, you also have to understand about the issue of work-life balance. An employee often struggles with maintaining a balance between his work life and personal life. Ultimately leads to stress, tension, burden, and whatnot. So, as human resource manager or as human resource department, one has to also work for the employees' work life balance. When I say work life balance, there has to be a balance between the achievement that he is making in the organization, but also a balance with his personal life. He should not be working in the organization constantly under stress or any kind of attention. So, that kind of healthy work environment has to be provided to the employees. So, I hope you were clear with the syllabus content of Unit 1, that is the contemporary issues in HRM, where we discussed about what are the things you will have to study, beginning with the very meaning of HRM till the other contemporary issues of the same. So in the coming lectures, we shall be starting with this unit itself, where we shall be taking up each and every topic and having a broad discussion on the same. All right, moving on to Unit 2. As I said, the syllabus of management for semester 3 particularly talks on one thing, that is management of human resource, or what you usually call as HRM. So says your unit number 2, that is the recent techniques in human resource management. Now, why have they used the word recent techniques? So you should keep this much in mind, that human resource management is not something traditional. It is not an old school philosophy. It is actually a modern term. And by now, almost every organization follows the same. Why human resource management is so important, or why do we need to understand the techniques for HRM? So it goes without saying that human resources are the most valuable asset for every business organization. And that is why every organization these days has a separate department, that is human resource department, and has a manager to manage the same, that is human resource manager. So below are different techniques that one will have to follow for maintaining and managing the human resources. So number 1, it is employees for lease. As I said, I won't be going in depth, but just to give you an overview, employees for lease basically means how some organizations hire employees under lease basis. There are some leasing organizations specifically who tend to give employees on lease basis to the organizations. And the organizations get the benefit of such talented employees and take expert advice from the employees for decision making. So this is employee leasing. You will have to understand the topic, its benefits and consequences. Next is moonlighting by employees, that is blue moon to full moon. Now, this is something that you may have never heard about, but it is a very easy topic, yet interesting topic. Moonlighting by employees basically means when employees tend to join more than one job in order to make more money, or in order to utilize their spare time, they may enter into one more job over and above the existing job where they are already working. Or it may happen that an employee has a job, but he also starts his own business so that he can spend the spare time, he can make more money out of it. This is something known as moonlighting by employees. There are different benefits of moonlighting that you will have to study. There are types of moonlighting that you can see also from blue moon to full moon. So these types also we shall be studying in the same. The third technique that you can see for human resource management is the dual career groups. Dual career groups basically means when both the people in a couple, that is a husband as well as a wife, are engaged to a work. Both of them are working for some or the other organization. Both are occupied at any place. So that becomes a dual career group. So, what are the benefits of a dual career group and what are its implications that we will have to study? Next is flexi time and flexi work. So, flexi time basically means where the employees are given flexible working hours to work. They can work at a specified time period which is kept flexible and as per their own choice. So it has number of benefits, but definitely it suffers from some drawbacks also that you will have to study, because giving flexible working hours to employees will involve more amount of supervision time and supervision task for the same. The other that you can see is flexi work, where the working conditions and the work life can be kept much more flexible and has its own benefits that you shall be studying. Coming to the fifth technique, and I can say the most important and interesting concept, it is the quality management concept. You have a broad topic on quality management. Some might have already heard about the word TQM, that is total quality management. So we are to understand those topics in detail. To give a brief idea on TQM, I can just say that when every person in an organization, every person is made conscious about the development and the improvement of quality. That is what we mean by total quality management. Quality improvement is not considered to be the task of only a single person in an organization. Whether it is an employee, whether it is a manager, whether it is an executive, everybody has to be equally cautious for quality management. Moreover, they mean continuous improvement in quality. Quality of production or quality of work needs to be continually improved every now and then. That is what is the core concept of quality management. So, under the same, you will be studying the history of quality management. You have to study about the principles of quality management. There is relationship between quality management and the functional management. Now when I say functional management, it is the traditional form of management where quality was not given prime importance, or where everybody in the organization was not conscious about quality. It was considered to be the task of only a particular section of people, whereas quality management concerns with continuous improvement in quality, that also by every individual in an organization. So we shall be studying altogether a comparison between the two. I hope you were clear with the techniques that we have to understand. In the same unit 2, you also have to study about the concept of continuous improvement as well as quality management. There are objectives and limitations of continuous process improvement, that is CPI. Next with you have a concept of lean also, which again is based on a simple thing that improvement in the quality has to be continuous. It is not just to be done at one point of time. It is something that has to be done on a continuous basis. So you will understand the lean process, the lean principles, lean benefits. Lastly, we have another interesting topic on Six Sigma. The students in statistics may have heard about the word sigma. Sigma is nothing but a statistical term also known as deviation. When I say deviation, it was termed as a kind of difference from the estimated objective. When I say that we had estimated to produce 1,000 units. And if my actual production is merely 800 units, one can say that the deviation is of 200 units all. So sigma is nothing but finding out as to how far or how near are we towards perfect quality. It focuses on the objective of having the least deviation possible. It basically means that an organization has to go for zero defect production. That means the best quality production. So you will be understanding the objectives of Six Sigma and planning the Six Sigma process. So this was all for your Unit 2. As I said, when you have taken up management as your subsidiary subject, keep a thing in mind that we are broadly discussing the management under human resource, that is HRM, in which you have understood in Unit 1 the issues pertaining to HRM, and in Unit 2 the recent techniques that have been utilized in order to manage the human resources. Moving to the third and the final unit for the subject of management, it is multinational corporations and Indian transnationals. Now, having studied in Unit 1 and Unit 2 all about human resource management, the issues that have been connected to human resource management, also having studied the techniques that one has to use in an organization for human resource management, this unit would be completely different. It would be based on the topics of multinational corporations, that you also call it as MNC, and the Indian transnationals. So in this unit, you shall be covering the introduction part of the same. What are the reasons for going international? As to why would a unit open up its branches across the border, across the country also. These days we see there are so many companies who have their branches or who are also working, they have expanded globally. You all might have heard about globalization. The world has become a global village where almost everything can be easily imported. You can very easily import whether technology, whether raw materials, or anything that can be used for your production. Probably human resource is considered to be the only resource whose duplication is not possible. So that is why there are so many companies who are going international, who are crossing the borders, who are expanding, because it is very much beneficial to them as well. For expansion, for earning more profits, they go international. Next, you have to understand about what is an MNC, that is multinational corporation. What are the features of multinational corporation? You should know that multinational corporation is nothing but a corporation whose head office or headquarter is located at one place, but it also has its operations or branches spread all over the world. So you will be understanding the benefits of MNCs. Lastly, you would also understand the transnational corporations. So this was all about Unit 3, talking on MNCs and the Indian transnationals. So to repeat myself, for second year BCom semester 3 for the subject of management, you have Unit 1 as the contemporary issues in HRM, where I showed you that the unit would begin with the introduction of HRM, and you will have to understand the following issues pertaining to the same. For Unit 2, it was again a unit pertaining to HRM, but the recent techniques introduced into it. So these were the techniques that you have to go through. And you have Unit 3, where you will be understanding all about the MNCs, that is the multinational corporations. And why would a company go international, or why would it cross the boundaries of its domestic country, host country, and expand its business globally? So I hope that this lecture was beneficial to you to understand what are the topics that have been covered in the same, and what are the different things you are going to study in the lectures to come. Now, um, in the next online lecture that we shall be having for second year BCom management, I shall without any ado begin with Unit 1, talking about the contemporary issues in human resource management. In case you would have any doubts pertaining to the subject, you can always comment and you can message in the Google Classroom for your respective class, and I would be answering all your doubts at the earliest. Thank you for the day, and hoping to meet you soon for the next online lecture, where we begin with the discussion on the first unit of human resource management. Thank you so much. Happy learning.